Lesson number 12. The problem is, after paying our expenses, we do not have any money left to save, to tithe, and to invest. Why? Because we make it into our last priority. Lesson number 13. The reason is why we make this last, because our think is different. Our think is to think of the poor. We should consider saving, tithing, and investing. We consider saving, tithing, investing as our last priority, when we should consider it as our first priority. Now, this is how the middle class income financial statement is. So we have the income statement, we have the income, we have the expense, we have the balance sheets, we have the assets, and we have the liability. Now, the middle class financial income priority are the saving, the tithing, and the investing is the last. They are in the asset column when they should be on the expense column in the income statement. The middle class, the saving, tithing, and investing are in the balance sheet. 14th, most of the middle class financial priorities are priority number 1, get a secure, high-paying job. Priority number 2, make your mortgage and car payments. Priority number 3, pay your bills on time. Priority number 4, which is the last one, save, tithe, and invest. So if we look at this income statement and this balance sheet, the middle class financial priority, the income is the first priority. The second, which is pay our mortgage and car payments, is our second priority. Our third payment is to pay our bills on time. And the fourth priority, the last priority, is to save, to tithe, and to invest. That's our last priority. We should reverse that. The fifth lesson is paying ourselves first should be our first priority. So those are my lessons from today's topic, a budget deficit of an individual. Let me know in the comment section below what you've learned. Stay tuned for the other 3 budget tips that I'll be sharing with you in the next couple of days only in Alka and Ria show.
Great, that's wonderful, Ria. That is wow. I mean, I took a bunch of notes, and I'm sure, guys, you took some notes because she shared nuggets right there. Ria, okay, so I do have questions. So when you say there were 2 kinds of budget, the 2 kind of, the choices that you have, right? Budget deficit, budget surplus. Why do people choose deficit? Why? Why choose that? Why do they choose? Why do you have to choose?
Because we've been financially misinformed. According to one of our mentors, Grant Cardone, people are financially misinformed. According to Robert Kiyosaki, number 1, our first priority is to get a secure, high-paying job. Number 2 is to pay our mortgages and car payments. Number 3 is to pay our bills on time. And number 4 is to save, tithe, and invest. So we make ourselves the last priority. And because I came here uneducated, without financial education. It's only through investing in myself that I learned a lot from my mentors. One mentor does not have all the answers. So we have a lot of mentors. I have a lot of mentors. And from reading the books of my mentors who are very wealthy, either multimillionaires, 500 million, $500 million, or to billionaires, they say the same principle, which is to pay ourselves first. So it's not about reducing expenses, it's about creating incomes. So what does Robert Kiyosaki have? What does Grant Cardone have? They have multiple drips of income. What do the other billionaires and wealthy have? They have multiple drips of income.
So, when you say, you know what? So when you say that you have to paying yourself first, right? Paying yourself first. A lot of people obviously think that why do we need to pay ourselves first? Because they don't have the money. So if they're paying themselves first, because the thinking is we need to pay our people, our staff, our employees, we need to pay them first, and then we pay ourselves last. So paying yourself first, like maybe pay a portion, what would you say, like pay 10% of your earnings. So if you want to pay yourself, you put away that 10%, right? That you're paying
Yes.
yourself first, put away 10%. Is it 10% or 40% you just put away?
It depends on several mentors, right? So if
Well,
you're
unless Grant
listening,
says, he says
40%.
40%,
That's
he
right,
says
right.
40%.
And
Yeah.
you can pay yourself 40%, but you don't, and you do not have to forget how do you pay yourself 40% is to create multiple drips of income. Then yes, you're able to pay yourself 40%. That's why our first priority is always income. Always create multiple drips of income. It's never about lowering down our expense. We have a base expense, that's it. But when we create lots of income, how far can we go? The sky is the limit.
Right. So you can even pay the 10%. You can even pay a portion, that 10% of your earnings. You can just stash that away. That could
Yes,
be
you are
fine.
correct. Yes, in the beginning, yes, 10% is better than zero because a lot of us do. We make saving, tithing, and investing a last priority. Now, if we make it the first priority, then we will say, oh, I don't have any money to buy a bigger home. Oh, I don't have any money to buy a brand new car. Oh, I cannot afford this expensive vacation. So I'm going to delay gratify myself. I do a lot of delayed gratification. I do not deprive myself of having, vacation here and there, but I cannot afford a European vacation like what Grant did. Grant did, he had a yacht, 2 weeks vacation on some
Some
European,
island, yeah.
right? I cannot do that, but I can afford to go around the USA. So I'm still taking vacation, but it's not a lavish, expensive vacation, although that's one of my bucket lists, right? So I'm delaying myself for those expensive vacation. Why? Because I prioritize making a lot of income, having assets that would give me create passive income for me so that when I have a lot of those passive income, I can have those lavish vacation without me having to worry, how am I going to pay for this? What expenses do I need to reduce so that
You
I
need to
could
have
pay?
that peace of mind. Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what? You need to have that peace of mind, because then you don't want to be constantly saying, oh well, you know, how am I going to pay for this vacation if you decide to go on that luxury vacation? And say you had so many people with you, and now you're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay for the vacation? I have everyone here with me. That is kind of embarrassing. So you don't want to put yourself in that embarrassing situation. So allow yourself the time to get into doing that.
delayed gratification is the key. Delayed gratification, invest in yourself, invest, save, in tithe, and invest. I believe in tithing because I believe what you give, you will always receive tenfold. And if you have a bigger why, if you have a bigger why of helping a lot of people in your community and beyond your community, to foreign countries, to foreign lands, you will get a bigger return.
Mm-hmm. And so why do people need to make a budget surplus an expense?
Why?
Why?
Because that's how we can create more income. So if you remember the income statement, we have income, which is from our job or from other if I'm a nurse, I can do double work, and that expense. So let's say, for example, I have properties, okay? That's an expense on my part on the income statement of my business. So my apartment, the mortgages, the rent, the mortgages, the taxes, the water, the sewer, the furniture that I use, they are an expense on my apartments. So what it does, if you have a business, you're not going to be taxed on the income. you're going to be taxed